I should have listened to you earlier because everything you warned me about arrived exactly the way you said it would. And now I'm standing alone with the truth. You tried to save me from my own stubbornness, but I mistook your clarity for control. And now I understand the cost of ignoring wisdom. I remember dismissing your words so easily, never realizing they would echo louder than my excuses when everything finally fell apart. You saw the ending while I was still romanticizing the beginning, and I regret not trusting the vision you had for my life. I thought I knew better, but time proved that you were never trying to be right. You were trying to protect me. Every lesson I learned the hard way was a sentence you already spoke to me with care and patience. I used to argue with your advice, not knowing that one day I would repeat your words to myself in silence. You warned me without anger, without ego, and I ignored you without understanding how rare that kind of honesty is. I should have listened when you said, "Some things feel exciting but are quietly destroying you." I mistook your concern for doubt in me when it was actually belief that I deserved better. You weren't trying to limit my freedom. You were trying to save my future. Every mistake I'm cleaning up now is one you tried to help me avoid with love. I thought experience made me smarter, but wisdom was standing right in front of me the whole time. You spoke from scars, and I answered from arrogance, thinking pain was something I could outsmart. I didn't realize how rare it is to have someone tell you the truth before it hurts. You weren't negative, you were realistic, and now reality has caught up with me. I hear your voice in my head every time something goes wrong, reminding me how gently you tried to warn me. I wish I had paused long enough to understand why you were so certain. You saw patterns where I only saw possibilities, and now I see the pattern too late. I ignored your words because they didn't match what I wanted, but they matched what I needed. You cared enough to tell me uncomfortable truths, and I was too immature to receive them. I should have listened when you said love without respect always ends in pain. You warned me that silence would come after the chaos, and here I am, surrounded by it. I confused confidence with wisdom, and now I understand the difference. You tried to teach me patience, but I chose speed and paid for it with regret. I laughed off your concerns, not knowing they were future headlines in my life. You were calm because you had already lived through what I was about to learn. I wish I had trusted your clarity instead of my impulsive heart. You weren't against my dreams. You were against the shortcuts I took toward them. I should have listened when you said some people only love the version of you they can control. You warned me about losing myself, and now I'm trying to remember who I was. I thought ignoring advice made me strong, but it only made the fall harder. You spoke with foresight, and I answered with ego. Every tear I've cried lately carries your unheeded words. I should have listened when you said peace is more valuable than proving a point. You tried to slow me down so I wouldn't crash, but I called it doubt. I understand now why you sounded disappointed, not angry, when I chose not to listen. You were right about the people, the timing, and the consequences. I wish I had listened before life taught me the same lesson without mercy. You saw my blind spots clearly, even when I refused to admit they existed. I ignored the map because I wanted to explore, not realizing I was walking into a storm. You warned me that excitement fades, but damage stays. I should have listened when you said some doors close for a reason. You spoke truth calmly, while I chased awe and confusion. I didn't understand that advice given with love is a gift, not an attack. You tried to save me from repeating history, and I walked straight into it. I see now that you weren't controlling my choices. You were respecting my future. I should have listened when you said not everything that feels right is right. You gave me clarity, and I chose comfort instead. I regret not recognizing wisdom when it sat quietly beside me. You tried to teach me discernment, but I mistook it for fear. I hear your truth now, but I wish I had heard it before the damage. You warned me that loneliness can exist even in company. And now I understand. I should have listened when you said self-respect is more important than attachment. You were right about what would happen when I ignored my boundaries. I thought I was learning my own way, but I was just repeating avoidable pain. You tried to help me grow without breaking, and I chose to break anyway. I understand now why you stopped repeating yourself. Some lessons demand experience. I wish I had trusted your love more than my stubborn pride.